the podcast, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, and Peter's harrowing story, which gave everyone a lot of joy. I did the worst thing I possibly could have done, and I Googled my first property.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Wednesday video of ours. As you may have seen from the past few weeks, or the past 6 weeks even, we've been speaking with professionals in the property space and people that are involved in property, and members of the APW team as well, just to try and give you an insight into what it is we do and the people behind the company and the people you're dealing with and maybe dealing with if you ever work with us. So in that vein, we have got Chris Thompson, the head of APW Client Care, very, very important man. Nothing good would happen without him. So Chris, how are you and good morning?
I'm very well, thank you. What a warm introduction. Thank you very much, Callum. I'm really well. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. And you may be wondering what the microphones are all about. We received a comment on our YouTube last week saying, guys, love the content, but please get some microphones. And so that's what we've done to try and improve the user experience. Anyway, so Chris, let's have a bit more of a chat about you to try and introduce people to who you are and all that sort of stuff. So you're head of client care for us. You're based over in the UK. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do for APW? And then perhaps we'll have a brief chat on your property experience and then some of your hobbies and interests, perhaps.
Sure. So as you quite rightly say, I'm based in the UK. Important, really. Our service proposition needs to be here. Our clients' assets, our clients' investments are predominantly in the UK. Our lenders are very often in the UK. Our legal teams are very often in the UK. So our client servicing proposition needs to be here, really. So I drew the short straw. All you guys get to sun it over in Singapore and throughout Southeast Asia and the Middle East. And I'm here in a quaint little harbour stroke sailing town in Tenby, which is in West Wales, Pembrokeshire. So we've got a little sideline here, myself and the family, a guest house. I operate from home at the moment, usually out of Swansea, which is sort of halfway between here and Cardiff. And client servicing proposition. We have it's quite a reasonably complicated structure. We have the team here in the UK that look after the ongoing needs of our clients, and then we have our onboarding team and our administration teams based in the Far East. So we're spread far and wide.
Yeah, very, very true. And I think you've sold Tenby short there. I used to go to Tenby on holidays as a young boy and used to love it. I mean, do I remember correctly? There's the sort of island out to sea a little bit that you could walk to at low tide and you couldn't get there at high tide, or is that a different place?
Yeah,
with the chapel on the top?
Yeah, good memory. So there's an old fort, St. Catherine's, which is just off the headland in Tenby, and there's also another island, Caldy Island, which is you can't walk to on low tide, but you can get a boat over there, and that's quite nice. The monks make chocolate and perfume there.
Wow, I didn't know that. Is it any good?
There you go. Every day's a school day.
Yeah, there we go. All right, okay. So you're in the UK, as you said. I think that's quite important, right? Because you're, one half of what we do is over here, in that all of our clients are over here, really. And then the other half is in the UK, right? With sort of our team over there, you over there, and then all the developers and the people we work with, and all the other aspects that go along with the property purchase, management, legals, conveyancing, all that sort of stuff. So, I suppose, although to some people it may seem strange to have someone over there, I mean, it really does help create a good link between developer and sort of us and our clients, doesn't it? With you there in the UK, and then us.
I don't think it's strange at all. To be honest, the clients love it because they have someone who's familiar with the UK. Clearly, we're a company that's, our principal advisors, our senior leadership team, they're all originally UK-based guys. There's a bit of comfort for clients at the coalface, in the Far East, but they, I think they still want a familiar voice, familiar face based in the UK, because this is where it all happens, I guess. After the initial approach, after the initial level of support for a new client, after they're onboarded, everything is then sort of flipped to the UK. So yeah, makes perfect sense, I think.
That's a good explanation. I agree. I think it makes sense as well. But there you go. So okay, so you're in Tenby. That's a little bit about what you do and where you are. Hobbies and interests. What do you get up to in Tenby? You're a keen sailor. I suppose it's a good place for sailing.
I am
You're also involved in the yacht club, are you not?
Yeah, so Tenby Sailing Club. I play a bit of a part in that as well.
What's your part there? You just participate, or you're in a leadership
I'm a
position?
vice commodore of the club, soon to be commodore. So exciting times ahead. So it's 2 years of at the helm, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, really looking forward to that. It's a beautiful club. Looks out over the a sheltered harbour. And yeah, lots going on. The hustle and bustle of the harbour is just great. That's where I go to blow the cobwebs away, if you like.
Nice. After a hard week looking after clients, I suppose that's a bit of an APW theme. There's a bit of sailing, and being Commodore. And as you know, Neil's Commodore of Whitby Yacht Club as well. I think he might still
Yeah,
be,
sure.
So,
Yeah. So yeah, one of our main guys is Commodore of Whitby Yacht Club. So he's been quite helpful actually, with supporting me with so he my unofficial mentor. So
lovely. And he is a good mentor, in whatever space, property, sailing. Okay, let's have a little bit of a chat on property.
Yeah.
Lessons learned, past experience, anything like that. What we would normally, what we did with Peter is we spoke about, the lessons he's learned from working in property and working with people.
The reason I'm laughing is I after watching the podcast, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, and Peter's harrowing story, which gave everyone a lot of joy. I did the worst thing I possibly could have done, and I Googled my first property, the property I bought before I first went overseas to work for Stuart at APW actually, and that was back in 2000. Easy one to remember. And I sold up about 2 years into my my overseas stint, and it's at a time when I could have done with the money before that, but actually I was just trying to tidy things up. Never intended to come back to the UK, and I sold the property that I bought, a 3-bed, just on the outskirts of Cardiff, on what is now a major link road into the city centre, and I paid £55,000 for that property.
Yeah.
And this didn't surprise me at all. The current value is £270,000.
Yeah.
That bit didn't surprise me. What surprised me was the rental that they were asking on the property was previously was just over £1,000. So quick calculations tell me that's 21% yield. So if I'd held on to that property, I'd have an investment in place now that would be returning 21% for me, probably 18, 19% net yield. Just harrowing. You shouldn't do it. Never do it. Never Google your previous properties, but do learn for going forward.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. That's something we always try and say is don't, if you can avoid it, right, don't sell. And I think a lot of the time, this is something Joe was saying in last week's video, last week's chat. He's been buying property since he was 18. He's now 49 and he's never sold. Always buy and always hold is something, and I appreciate sometimes people have to sell, but the trend generally is always upwards, right? Maybe we can pick a few questions into that to see if there's any sort of things people can take away from it. But what sort of caused that? Was it the fact that you were overseas and you didn't have a good management agent in place and it was causing you more hassle, or you just thought, what was it?
Yeah, there was a little bit of that. I think it's just what can sometimes happen is it's on your mind. And, what I did was, again, complete error, because I had family and friends looking after the property, trying to do it without the correct levels of support and the mechanics in place to make it completely hands-free and lack the stress. And so there was some frustration there, and a little bit of it, I suppose, was just completely misunderstanding what the investment was. Yeah. So clearly now I can sit here and know that I'll be returning near on 20% net yield. At the time, for me, it was, God, the property's hit whatever it was at the time, 80,000, 90,000 pounds, and I was quick for the return, and it's just always a bad thing to do. So I suppose in the former, it's just, if I can give anyone any advice, if you're buying from overseas, is just get those mechanics in place. Just speak to people like APW. We would say that, of course, but it does make sense. It's a cost-effective way to, for not very much money at all, you can completely switch yourself off from worrying about your investment. Right from, for clients who are coming on board with new properties, right from onboarding right through to the next purchase of the second, third, fourth property, whatever it may be, you've got a full support network right the way throughout. We'll hold your hand through the whole thing. So that, I wish I'd known that was available when I needed it. And then the cash out thing, it's just, like you say, buy and hold. It's not about, late colleague of ours always used to say, it's not about it's not about timing the market, it's about your time in the market. It's so true.
Yeah, it really is. And it sounds, we say it so much, but it's so true. And just earlier, we were doing a podcast, Stu and I, talking about a client question we always get, or we're getting a lot at the moment, and is the market too hot? Is it overheating and this sort of stuff? And again, that's a concern if you're looking to flip and make money quickly, right? But if you're buying it and holding it for the longer term, then it shouldn't really be a concern, because things go up and down and in cycles, and that's just the way it works.
We always tell our clients, if you're looking for a quick buck, we're probably not the platform for you. We'll do it, of course, because we've got access to property throughout the UK, whether it be buy and hold, buy and sell, flip, whatever it may be, we can support you with it. But our advice always sits on the side of rental income. Yeah,
excellent. I think that's good info and good advice. And again, there's a little some pearls of wisdom people can learn from in there. And if that helps one person, this video, then that's absolutely great. We've done our job for someone, haven't we? I would say we try and do these just sort of 15 minutes, these videos, and I think we've probably done that already. Sorry if the mic's really loud. I don't know how close I need to be to it.
No, it's fine.
Thank you. So I think we'll wrap it up there. I think have you got any closing comments or anything you'd like to add, Chris, from a final, your point of view from a client care perspective or a property perspective?
Just one that I suppose I wanted to get across quickly while I got the airtime is that we talked about the full level of end-to-end support, and that's important, because I want every client who comes on board with APW, or any indeed that are possibly looking to come on board with APW, should be really confident and reassured that right from the onboarding stage, where we sort of nurse you on board and try and make it as painless as possible with all of the documentation and all of those other things that we know are a bit of a headache when you're entering a property investment, right the way through to the hold handing throughout the whole of the investment. And that's different for different people. So we work hard to ascertain a sort of self-select level of support for people. If you want the 5 touch points a week that we do, videos and podcasts and everything, that's great. If you don't, then you're just more of a hands off and just call me once a quarter and talk me through it. We can do that too. So we'll tailor everything for you, but just rest assured we will support you and through the whole of the process.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. I think that's Yeah, that's exactly it. That's what we try and do. And you know, if you want the whole level, you can have it. Anyway, I'll stop there. You just said it. I couldn't say it any better than that. I'm just repeating it. Okay. Thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate that. It's been wonderful talking to you, and we'll catch up again soon, I'm sure.
Take care. All the best, Callum.